Oh look, I'm making miniature fish and you can too. I use a mix of white, glow-in-the-dark, and translucent Sculpey Premo clay. When choosing the ratio, I just eyeballed it, but you could have a method if you wanted to. I don't have a method, and I'm okay with that. Actually, I lied. It haunts me at night. Oh well, I run it through a pasta machine to get that clay color consistent. I'm shaping the body of the fish now. These fish will be flat on one side, so do with that what you will. I use this textured handle of the tool to imprint the scales on the fish body. On some fish, I added a little triangle for the tail. On others, I just created the tail while I shaped out the body. There's really no one way to do this. I then use this pointy tool to shape the tail and give it some added texture. I also go in and remove some excess clay to give it that pointy bit. I'll shut up for a minute so you can see me do that. Then I use the same part of the tool and add the gills and the mouth. If you don't have a tool like this, that's okay, you'll find one. I use this metal tool with the round ball at the end to put a dot for the eyes. Some people have told me that they think the eyes are gross. That's weird because fish have eyes, but okay, don't put them then if you don't like that. Moving on. Next, I shave off some chalk pastel onto a tile. I've chosen black, pink, another pink, and gray. Later, I'm going to decide that I need blue and yellow as well. Then I add a little bit of water to turn it into a watery pastel. You could call it paint if you wanted to be wrong. Then I'm going to paint it lightly onto the fish bodies, a little bit of pink at the bottom, and some darker colors at the top. You may have noticed that I'm making a lot of these all at once, and that's because I need a lot. You make as many as you want. Some of these are a little bit uglier than other ones and maybe could be shaped a little bit better, but you get tired when you're making a whole bunch. Something important to note is that you should do light washes of color. Layer them, just go slow and add layer and layer. See that dark one in the middle? It's kind of ugly. That's because I didn't do that for that one. I actually used ink and it came out terrible. So I don't really know why I've chosen to center the camera on that one. Look, now you can see that I have actually added more colors. I'm mixing the blues with the gray and the black. I'm giving them all a little bit of a variation in color. Fish are unique. They're not all going to look the same. I think that's kind of a key ingredient in making things that look real. Not saying that these fish look real, but for what I use them for, they're going to look pretty good. But if you want something miniature to look realistic, give it flaws, make it look different. Don't make it look like the picture book perfect fish. Like, these fish have been through some stuff and they've seen some things and they've lived their lives. Some of them are different colors. I also looked at a lot of pictures of these fish. I think they're anchovies, but they could be sardines because I've already forgotten and I couldn't be bothered to go look. I've chosen to change angles here so that you can see that I'm trying to also make sure that I'm painting underneath. Not on the flat side, but all of the sides that are not touching the tile. And yeah, I think you pretty much get the idea of how to give it some color. And in just a second, we're going to move on and I'm going to show you how to do the eyes. We have arrived at the eyes. I use some liquid clay to dot into the little holes that we put for the eye. It's still raw clay on raw clay, but with the pastels, it helps it stick a little bit better. I roll out a little ball of white and translucent, pop it in there, and then I use some of this acrylic paint to dot on. You can put acrylic paint on unbaked clay, that's totally fine, don't freak out about it. If it does freak you out, just put it on afterwards, that's also totally fine. We're very big on do whatever you want here because this is art and why would you do exactly what someone else tells you? Then just bake them and you're finished.